and gentlemen, now I got a pretty interesting video for you guys right here. Alright, so we got DB Cooper, the dude that was a CIA agent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Men in Black before the Men in Black. The nigga that had the shades that disappeared. Let's pause this real quick. The nigga that had the shades that disappeared. He gave a list of demands of people on the plane. They say he hijacked the plane, disappeared. He made a jump in which the investigators, or whatever the people they like to call it, they say that the man did not. They estimate that he did not survive the fall from jumping, or the lack of equipment, or the lack of understanding, shit like that. So it sounds like some CIA, FBI. Like let's pay attention to all of the key things that we see in this. Okay, he did not survive the fall. Were any dangerous conditions? And forgive me for the background noise as well, because got some people behind me partying. They party heavy like every week. So that's another reason I ain't been doing as much videos. Niggas be loud as hell. But fuck it, I feel like dropping some shit. So with DB Cooper, as we can see, we seen him in different movies and stuff like that. They have him, it's kind of like Agent Smith in The Matrix or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Now they said this guy was in his mid-40s, 5'10" to 6 feet, 170 to 180, average to well built. You know what I'm saying? Said he had like a low tone. He wore the black shades, and also with the whole black shades thing, it's to hide your identity, man. Now let's give it a little bit of something to see what y'all think. So we had like the JFK situation as well, right? Where the lady that was on the scene there, she had shades as well, and that's another thing to give away or to hide your identity, so you can play the role of somebody else. Because think about it, if you got shades on, they can't see your eyes, don't really know what you look like. You can put on a fucking wig piece. And another thing to even show you that, they got the same CIA lady in this whole thing right here, talking about this. Let me scroll over. Okay, so this is the lady right here. We got this woman right here with the shades. It look like CIA. It's like informants from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We have a guy that, in another video I did, a guy that looks exactly like JFK. He was the badge man. So JFK, they said it was a list of presidents that were Masonic or not Masonic. They said that JFK and Abraham Lincoln, I believe, was the ones that was not Masonic. But I don't really believe that, because if JFK got a name for being in the presidency and stuff like that, and also the Jimmy Carter connection, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Carter, JFK look relatively similar. But beyond that, we're seeing what happened with the Kennedys. Like, a lot of the Kennedys was wiped out, but JFK looked exactly like the badge man. And there was a lot of speculation, a lot of clues, and a lot of questionable things with this whole JFK assassination. For one, Harry Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy that was allegedly shot, right? They had another guy that was in a mask, bro, in the doorway on the opposite end. So it's a lot of stuff, but let's keep it on subject though. Let's keep it going. So as I make an example of the lady with the shades, and then we got DB Cooper, another individual that was in shades that disappeared off the scene. Notice how we have a lot of individuals that can hide their identity and stuff like that. Oh yeah, what's that little joint? John Bonet. I gotta look at that story too, because that story is kind of still weird. Remember the little girl that was murdered and shit? And that story right there. So the Umbrella Man. They have the Umbrella Man. Man, DB Cooper could have been the damn Umbrella Man. You see what I'm saying? He could have very well been here, because this was in the 60s. So this is like 10 years before, 10 years prior. And then you got a man hijacking the plane. So I understand there's a lot of crazy situation that transpired, but I think that these individuals was informants. They was FBI, or they was goddamn CIA, or both. Definitely connections though. Definitely connections. For instance, we can see that JFK had his lineage and stuff like that, his connections that he built over time. Same thing with Bush. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of people. Even to now, they still wondering, is DB Cooper alive and all that nonsense like that. Man, they know exactly what it was, man. But let me get to this real quick to let y'all see something real quick though. So even with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are right back at it with the CIA part 2, but this ain't gonna be too long right here. Now this right here is on DB Cooper. Now as we can see from the last video, that one woman is on here, that lady that wore a mask, and they're basically trying to analyze who was DB Cooper. You know, the guy that was on the plane that gave a list of demands to the people, and then he jumped off, he disappeared, had no trace of him after that. Here she go right here. Quick. The same lady from the C.I.A. that told that she was briefing George W. Bush at the time with a mask. So people nowadays that we see nowadays that hop off the scene, that do outlandish wild shit, that don't even seem like a real person, like for instance, what's that motherfucker name? Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a straight character, and we can tell that. If you see, look at this lady's face, bro, her gobbled neck, all that. She's told you in the last one she had a mask on. What the fuck she say? Oh, so rewind that. What the fuck she say? The person scooped it all up and DB. What you mean and DB? So that kind of sounds like when a UFO hit the ground or something, right? And then the people that know about it, aka the higher ups, they come and take away all the evidence. So the people, their claims of like, oh, we seen this, they'll debunk that or try to say that you didn't see that because they get rid of the evidence. You see what I'm saying? Let's rewind that one more time. Let's rewind that what she said. Let's rewind it one more time. What the fuck she said? The person. So did she give it away? Because they said DB jumped away, but they said if a motherfucker grabbed DB, so if another person was on the plane, they could have grabbed DB They could have grabbed DB right before he jumped off, or DB could have had a fucking earpiece or some shit to go jump and disappear with, because the nigga was a CIA agent, man. Like that nigga was that, yeah, and he disappeared. And DB. What you mean? That doesn't make sense. So that sounds like some CIA shit. What do y'all think about that? I think DB Cooper was with the CIA. Because if she is with the CIA, and she told us that she is, because she wore a mask, she was briefing George W. Bush. Hey man, this lady's smart, bro. There's so many ways to go. She's with the CIA, so she know that there's so many ways to go. Nigga, you put on a mask, you know the endless level of possibilities. This video is very interesting, because this make me want to get on to some other stuff. I'm about to switch topics, but make it correlate in a minute. So many ways to go. Don't she got like some pyramids on her damn earrings? It's like there's a lot of codes with these numbers too. With this. When I looked at the record, so now, all right. So let's get off of that. And let's look at some other stuff on some CIA agent type stuff. That leads me to things like this. Like this look like some CIA shit. Like you notice how Tupac and Juice, he was right here in the interrogation room. Now you know, even with the DB Coopers and niggas like that, these people have other people's in the ear, whether it's earpieces or they already know. They got them MK Ultra in a sense to where they are going with the program because they are informants. Now Pac, real name, Paris Lucien Crooks. You crooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with that, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he had people in his background. Like, even time he was in jail, we got these two men right here. For all we know, he could have been plugged in with the individuals to promote an agenda and whatnot. Now, this is Tupac. I think they said like what 13 days, some magical number, because you know Tupac had like number like the 7-day theory, the 13. So like they said like a week before he allegedly died or disappeared, just like DB Cooper. See how it correlates? Tupac disappeared as well, because if he had doubles, then the nigga disappeared, bro. They even got people talking about DB Cooper. How the fuck could DB Cooper be alive? That's like 50 years ago. And the nigga jumped off the plane. So like there's something they're not telling us, bro. And with 50, like Tupac 50 as well, like 50 years, Tupac would have been like 50 to this day type shit. 5. How many times you was shot? 5. That's what they said for this. But to prove it, like, this is not Tupac, because Tupac didn't wear his rings on his finger like that. And plus, this Tupac looks small. Even on the autopsy report, they got a bigger Tupac. This looked like the bigger Tupac right here, though. So you see how at times where his shirt was small and then it got bigger? Well, that's on another subject. But even this on a compromise level where they had the fake beef, Bow Wow and Romeo, and it took for a nigga like Soulja Boy, a goddamn character with the split duality in his hair, like Triple X, Playboy, all that shit like that. Cause you know these niggas in their drawers, all type of shit. It took for them to do a versus for Romeo and what's name to squash the beef. That's because it was never no damn beef, nigga. That shit was bullshit. As you can see, these niggas was cool back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And even that, these niggas like 2 years apart. Bow Wow 87, Romeo 89. They had it seeming like Romeo hella younger type shit. I'm like, Bow Wow, you was only 2 years older than the nigga, and you was the shorter nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a little off subject. But he was like 18 nigga making more than your dad, where he was dissing P Miller, aka Master P. You know what I'm saying? And then Romeo hit him back with you can't shine like me and all that shit like that. Only 16, I don't live with my mother. Keep it real, something. Kids popping in grills think they getting in tougher. So you know, like you already know that. Like Bow Wow, he had the grill the fresh as I miss. But that's on another subject. Face off and shit like that. The duality of the two people, they come together to form one. One character, one agenda to fool the masses. Even Bow Wow and them, they was on the same shit. Like, I don't know the significance of this, but I know that this album right here was just like them coming together. It's kind of like, you know, like John Travolta and the other motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But to bring it back on subject, the whole DB Cooper thing kind of remind me down the line like Tupac shit. You see they hint that shit in movies and shit like that. They hinted in movies. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Is this DB Cooper shit some real shit or some bullshit? I think it's some bullshit. Even on this, look at the Saigon. That's some C.I.A. shit. Nigga covered his mouth. Got the red and the black right there. You already know that's Masonic type shit. So this is like a Masonic oath type of cover right here. You know what I'm saying? Because he got the veil of silence on his mouth. The X, like I will not speak on that. What goes on into this weirdo shit. But these people will be fall guys. And there's another one. The veil of silence. Warning shots too. Or even Future. The veil of silence. Because you know, covering his eyes. See no evil. Hear no evil. Speak no evil. Covered his eyes, the gender. One eye again. So these people be famous for that. Another one. It's kind of like the T.I. joint, like the paper trail type joint. Greatest story never told shit. Brandy, never say never. Rihanna, you know what I'm saying? These compromised individuals with the duality and stuff like that. I think a lot of these niggas was agents. Jay-Z even did the shit, the black and white. 21 Savage did it. Lil TJ even did it. Now Lil TJ got shot recently, right? Lil TJ did the oath as well. Let's zoom in. That's the one eye symbolism. Now they saying like he's at the top, like King of New York. That's what they were saying. Like, he might be one of the King of New York. Cause then they got Pop Smoke out the way. Now you got a nigga like Fabio up there doing his thing, right? But that's all a part of the plan as well. Cause if you got the main nigga Pop Smoke, the nigga that brought you in the game out the way, you already know. And even this is telling. R. Kelly in the mirror and shit like that. And they say like R. Kelly Avant. I can see that all day. Cause Avant don't be on the scene never. This nigga be on the gram and you know. T.I. the split duality. You already know T.I. is a motherfucking informer C.I.A. ass nigga. You already know this cover right here. The devil. Like need I say more? You got the horns with the crown on it. So like Jesus is king. Or in this case, devil is king. You see how Kanye did Jesus is king? And J. Cole did devil is king. So you already know what he worships and shit like that. Roddy Ricch, one eye symbolism. You see what I'm saying? NBA Youngboy, one eye symbolism. Tupac, one eye symbolism. All of these niggas was on some agent shit. 999 for Juice WRLD right here, right? Hold on, there's another one I got. Where's that Redman jump? Cause Redman had that shit too. Oh, the picture ain't saved. Haha, we right here. Fuck that. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes they'll not say it. Redman 666. Now let's look at this. I want to show y'all this real quick. These niggas be following shit from other people, or they all on the same team. 666. That's like 999 Juice WRLD, right? Even zoom in, he got the devil, not the devil, but the skull and bone ring. So you already know, man, this is character, killing off the character, whatever it may be, man. But all this shit sound like some informant, CIA ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. Now we're gonna add something else in there. But even Vlad, a CIA agent. You already know that. But the fact that this lady right here, back on here, that was from the original Joan. debriefing George Bush and all that stuff like that. That's how I know that this was all CIA shit. These people was wearing high-tech masks back in the 60s. Why do you think niggas do weirdo shit? Because they can just do some weird shit and then play a role of somebody else to get another fucking hairpiece. And then you a different person. And they even said that, they said that goddamn, you remember Steve Harvey? Hold on, let's bring that in there real quick. Because I'm all over the place with this one, but you know how I flow, I don't give a damn. I'm just talking, hey man, better to have a nigga back talking about it than not. Alright, so Steve Harvey, they said he had a hairpiece back when he had the fro. That's funny, they said that nigga had a hairpiece to even like he go bald after a while. Cause they like, oh, his hairline was always straight and shit like that. Cause y'all know the niggas had spray and shit like that back in the day. Let's take a closer look. The fro do look a little, I don't know. I wonder if they had that spray shit back in the day. Probably. Let's see. What's a picture that's telling? Cause they said there was a hairpiece. And I was like, damn, that's really a hairpiece? Cause let's think about it. Remember Steve Harvey, he had the hair for the longest, right? All of a sudden, I think it was around the time nephew Tommy, his nephew, ended up getting bald. The next thing you know, this motherfucker get the bald head his damn self. And it was almost like, why did Steve Harvey do that? Maybe to hide the fact that this nigga looked like Richard Pryor or some shit. I don't know, man. Because you know how these niggas play the roles of different motherfuckers, bro. Or maybe the nigga was just like, you know what, I'm tired of rocking this hairpiece. Let me shave this shit off my goddamn head. You know these niggas get hair pieces, bro. They get hair transplants like Adam 22. It's like Tiger. Nigga had the 40-year-old hairline, and then he got the transplant. So that's not even the niggas with the perfect shape-ups on Hollywood. These niggas ain't got no perfect shape-ups. Let's see. Tupac. Jail. Here. Tupac had that motherfucking Kobe hairline and shit. Before Kobe went to, got the Bean Bryant bald head and shit. This nigga Kobe, this nigga Pac had the Kobe cut and shit. And even Hollywood pointed it out that the nigga had the motherfucking fake ass caps in his mouth, teeth and shit. Or even this, very telling. Back in the day, Tupac was a hit, bro. This is like DB Cooper shit all over again. Like nigga had all the shit on the map. So you know the places you're gonna go at, bro. If you an informant, aka C.I.A, and you know what I'm saying, nigga plugged in the game, then yeah, man, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're like this is fake Pac right here. It's the fall guy Pac. Fall guy Pac. Just like how we seen in other joints, like Pac just look different. Ain't no way your beard grow that fast at the end. You about to die. See that? That's a giveaway. Look at this. Look at Tupac's beard right there. Look at his goatee, better yet. Goatee. Look at the amount of hair on his chin. And then look at this one. Nigga, that ain't the same person, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think with these CIA ass niggas. The killing of Tupac. See what I'm saying? They sell it. The killing of a mockingbird. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though.